Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a brand new league racing video. This is WOR round 8 around Jeddah, once again racing in the Middle East, and we are leading the championship at the moment. So Lucas Blakely not being here today as well, our main championship rival, is amazing of course, because this gives us the opportunity to extend the lead in the championship. Now, Jeddah, I haven't done a lot of laps on the F123 game around Jeddah, of course, in preparation of today. I have, and as you can see there, 13 points ahead of Lucas Blakely, and quick math, 33 points ahead of Nicolas Longuet, if I am saying that correctly. So we got a healthy lead, and then we got Otis Lawrence in P4 with 73 points. However, he's got 2 race bans and a qualifying ban once he races again. And then there's a huge gap to Alvaro Carreton. So this is giving us a good opportunity to get some big points here today, or at least gain some big points here today. With Lucas not racing. Lucas is not racing in PSGL as well. He is in the McLaren F1 factory the whole week, I think so, and yeah, probably is not be able to prepare really well for the races. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing, of course. So. Yeah, in PHL we're second behind Barry at the moment, and in WR we have to try and beat Lucas. So into Q1 we go, just prepping our lap here ahead of our first Q1 lap. Preparation for this, I did do quite a bit of preparation, not as much as Qatar. It's of course very hard to prepare really well for both PSGL and WR. There are a lot of drivers who would only do PSGL or only do WR, and that just makes it hard to compete against them, you know, because if one driver is being able to prepare 4 or 5 days for a race and the other is having to prepare 2 in 7 days, it's just really hard to be 100% prepared, you know, and in a field that's so competitive, that makes it only harder. I remember 3 years ago I could turn up for a league race with 5 time trial laps, and I was being able to win, as the rest of the grid didn't do that much practice as well. But these days it's so competitive, as Nicolas Longuet goes to provisional P1 with 25.9. So that's another championship rival here tonight, Nicolas Longuet. Always really fast on basically any track, so it's gonna be hard to beat him like always. So far, pretty tidy lap, nothing special though, and street tracks of course have quite a lot of track evolution compared to normal tracks, as Istvan Pukki goes to P1 with a 25.818. I missed the apex there completely, and that definitely cost us a lot of minimum speed and exit speed as we open the DRS into the final corner. Braking point has changed quite a bit over the past few F1 games here. Now it's quite far past 100 meters as we get on the power. Last corner was really on the limit, was really good. So up to the line we go. It's a 26.104 and only P11 at the moment. So we're going to have to go out again and improve. Especially that first corner of sector 3. We gained a lot of time, and yeah, I could see I was up so much. I could take it quite chilled through the final corner as well. Even gained a bit of time. And yeah, that is a track evolution coming into play, of course. So up to P6 we go. Not a great lap again, but it's enough to get into Q2. Unfortunately, I had to use 2 sets of tires, which is not ideal. Because ideally use 1 set in Q1 and then 2 in Q2 and 2 in Q3, of course. But now we might only have 1 new set for Q3, unless we can put in a banger first Q2 lap. Anyway, into Q2 we go. This is a used set of tire run that I always do, but you can see that was a really sketchy moment. Especially if you slide onto that curb, it means the rear is gonna bottom out first, and you just instantly lose the rear and spin out if that happens. And yeah, that was our first new tire run of Q2, and we ended up in P7 after that run. So a bit too tricky to stay in, I felt like, and I just had to go out again, which is not ideal for Q3, of course, because that means we only have 1 new set of tires for Q3, but we have to make it into Q3 in the first place anyway. through the fast S section we go. A bit of understeer there. And that lost us around half a tenth, I reckon. 300s up still though, as we head into the fast left-hander here. Down to fourth gear, trying to get close to the wall. As I get a big snap of oversteer, which costs us around 1/10. But we just have to keep pushing, because it might be very close in the end. But I turned in too early, and that was that lap gone. However, we made it through nonetheless in P8 there actually. So we did not even have to go out in the end. We could have stayed in, but yeah, it's hindsight, of course. Very easy thing for Richard Donoso. Actually, a bit of a shocker to out in Q2 there. As we go on to Q3, this is used tires, of course. However, it was a good lap, as you can see there. 25.911 on used tires, and that put us P4 at the time, P5 as you can see now. And after everyone had finished their laps, we were on P6 behind our teammate Jake Benham, but everyone ahead of us on new tires, so that is quite promising. Good pace here in Q3 so far. And now we're gonna put on the new tires. However, we only get one shot at this and we have to nail it. We need to try and get a good first sector. I missed the apex of the second corner there though, and that definitely cost us around half a tenth quite easily. Through the fast section we go again. Quite easy flat all of this. It only starts to get exciting at this right-hander where you have to get close up to the wall to open up the left-hander and take it flat out. 110 up as we head into sector 2. And this is where the new tires are going to start working really well, as those old tires are starting to drop off halfway through the lap, of course. And that is almost 110 gain just in a single corner. Into the right-hander we go. Have to get close up to the wall again to open up that exit and take it easy flat. Half a 10 gain once again as we open up the DRS for the second time this lap. And this is such a hard corner to get right. I have to turn in early but not hit the inside wall. And you can bottom out on the exit there as well on the outside curb. We're going to open up the DRS for the second last time on this lap. Into the final corner. We're going to go brake quite a bit after the 100 meters. Down to third or fourth gear. You can kind of do both, but we go down to third. We have a slightly bit of extra power on the exit. We're going to open up the DRS and it is going to be at 25.4666. Sorry. And that put us in P4. Honestly, considering how the rest of qualifying went, and we only had one new set of tires in Q3, I think it went quite well. A lot of people with two new sets of tires are behind us. So yeah, we clutched up pretty well there. Apart from turn 2, that was a big mistake. Onto the race we go now then. And you can see we're on the hard combine of tires. A lot of people around us though on the soft. So it's going to be very interesting how the strategy is going to play out. It's lights out and away we go into turn 1. We're going to have to cover up from Luke Smith behind on the softs. And we got Nicolas Longue, our championship rival, on the softs on the outside of us there. Getting a lot better traction, of course. And not going to fight him too hard here because it's just a losing battle if we send it down the inside there. With him having so much more grip. And just unnecessary risk if he's going to come out on top anyway. Through that section we go, you can see we're struggling a little bit there in the dirty air. Heavy car and cold hard tires. Into the fast left-hander we go. We kind of need good pace at the start here to not drop off too much. We got Ulas in P3 on a hard compound tire as well. So we can maybe like work together a little bit later on in the stint. However, at the moment we just have to keep track position from the cars behind. But at the same time, also not fight losing battles, because the first few cars are obviously going to get past us, but we also cannot just freely let them go, you know, because we will just get run over by cars if we do that. I think that happened to me in WOR Brazil or PSO Brazil, where we lost like 10 positions on the opening lap. And yeah, we cannot afford it again. We send it down the inside of Ulas, and I'm gonna turn on the overtake button for a brief moment here. But I already had in the back of my mind that I was gonna let Luke go if he was really gonna be ahead at some point. So gonna send it down the inside a little bit of Ulas, but this is what I meant. Luke has so much more grip. I'm gonna let him go here. It's kind of the same scenario as I had with Nicolas. Just, yeah, not gonna fight a losing battle. So I used a bit of my battery that we will regen over the course of this lap anyway. And yeah, now we've got Tomac behind us. Again, I don't want him to get past in an uncomfortable position like into this left-hander. Because that would just be annoying and lose us a lot of time and leave us vulnerable straight away for another car behind on softs. Now you can see the soft runners are pulling away from Ulas as well. And yeah, we will get better pace later on in the stint again, of course. Those softs will fall off a lot faster. So yeah, again, Ulas playing the same game as us, playing the long game, thinking ahead that we will get them back later on this race. But yeah, just playing a little bit of patient game now. I pushed a little bit of my ERS there, and Tomac is doing the same, I think. So I think I made a bit of a mistake here, fighting Tomac here this hard. I think we ended up just losing time because of it. I don't think it was smart to do. Again, turning on my overtake button a little bit there, but at this point I decided to let him go anyway. But yeah, I think that was definitely a mistake. So Tomac straight away going down the inside of Ulas again. And now we've got our teammate Jake Benham behind us. Now, we're going to play different with Jake, of course. When he gets an opportunity to get past us, we're instantly not going to fight it and let him go. Simply because we are teammates. He's on softs, of course. Those softs will die in the coming laps, I assume. I think if you start on softs, you're mainly just thinking about track position. So, half a lap later, you can see there, I was looking behind already to see what Jake's plan was, and I'm just gonna pull to the right here, let him go, and yeah, follow him behind now. And now, this is the moment where I felt like from here on we're gonna fight it hard against soft runners. To Tamas behind us, I don't think he's ever done a tier 1 race before, at least not against us, and yeah, he's actually qualified pretty well. I think he went out in Q2 in P11. So around the outside he goes there, and you can see it's not that easy anymore to get past us, because the softs are starting to drop off as well. Had to push quite a bit with my ERS though, and that was not ideal. But yeah, we managed to stay ahead, so that was our main aim. And once again we are staying around 1 lap ahead longer, and his tires are starting to drop off slowly as well. On to lap 7, we managed to stay in P8, and now we are doing the same with Jake again, just getting past him because those softs are starting to drop off, and now we want to make ground again. So Jake has had this opportunity on those softs. He realized his softs were dropping off, and we decided to swap around. 1 lap later, you can see Tomac having a little bit of a slide on the exit there. I think we almost touched him. We actually might have touched him, but it didn't affect him at all. So we're gonna get past him here at the start of lap 9 into P6. I decided to have a little look at Luke into turn 1 and 2. But yeah, couldn't quite pull it off. So I had to let Luke go ahead there. Again, a bit of a moment there on the exit for me. And that was not ideal, but a lot of people boxing nonetheless anyway. And they are gonna go onto the mediums or the hards, as yeah, literally every single strategy is possible in this game, and I love it. It's great. You can start on soft, medium, hards, and then you can move on to soft, medium, or hards again, depending on what tire you started on, of course. It is great. Every strategy has their advantages, and yeah, I love it. So lap 10 now. Isvan trying to fight Ulas there. And that is costing both of them a position here, as we're going to get past them there. We almost got squeezed in the middle there, as I think Ulas had an illegal overtake, and he had to let Isvan back through, because otherwise he had to serve a 5-second penalty in the pits. And that's so frustrating about this game, because if you get an unfair illegal overtake, then you get screwed by the game. And honestly, they need to do something about this. Codemasters need to fix this, make an option to turn that off, because it's ruining league races, and it's just really frustrating for Ulas right behind us there. So into the lead we go. We were equal with the soft runners again in the end there, as their tires dropped off. So Ulas managed to get past us again, and honestly we're not fighting it because I was a little bit low on ERS, but Ulas made the same mistake as we did in Q2 there. And now we're gonna get past him with the help of DRS. We've got Thomas right behind us doing the exact same thing. I did not want to use any of my battery, so I was like, if you want to get past, go past, but we are playing a longer game here. I don't care if I'm in P1, 2 or 3. I want to be strong nearing the end of the race, not in the middle or at the start. And Ulas getting past us here, decided to stay a little bit on the inside there. Ulas locked up though, and yeah, we had to give in there in the end. Jake finally boxing from his softs. He's had a very good stint. He's gonna move on to the mediums now. Now he got undercut by quite a few people, of course, but yeah, his strategy seems to be working really well at the moment. I'm not sure if starting on the hards was correct. I did not do any race preparation for this, so I had no idea what strategy was going to be good heading into this. And you never really know what strategy is going to work precisely anyway beforehand. Now, Thomas, Ulas and Fabrizio all boxing for new mediums or softs, and I just want to go one lap longer and have fresh tires into the end, because I know it's going to be a DRS game. I know I want to have the freshest tire in the end, and yeah, boxing here. Honestly, I could have gone another lap, but I felt like it might be a little bit too short of time to catch back up to the leading group, because I could see where Thomas, Ulas and Fabrizio came out, and it was quite far back. It was around 5 seconds back of the leader, so even going one lap longer, we are coming out probably 1.5 seconds behind Fabrizio right here. Now, we are obviously over the last stint are going to gain the time back. That's how it always works. It's nothing special. We're going to come out here actually behind Fabrizio on softs, who just managed to get past Ben Sabo, who is on the old hard tires. I have no idea what strategy he's on, but he's going to be lacking pace, of course, on those old hards versus our new mediums. So this should be quite light work. You can see we're on cold tires and we're already gaining so much. And yeah, we are having quite the advantage here. So we're probably losing a little bit to Fabrizio at the moment, but we've got time. We're just going to play it patience once again. I'm aiming for pace later on in this race. And yeah, considering a lot of people boxed like 5-6 laps earlier, we're not that far behind. I reckon we're 6-7 seconds behind, which is nothing crazy. We need to gain less than a second every lap to make up for that. We're 1.7 behind Fabrizio. We got a relatively full battery. Now Fabrizio obviously is going to have great pace on those new softs, but that is going to fade away compared to the medium runners as well, of course. I think mediums are the better race tire for sure. And now we've got Mirko ahead of us, who has not boxed yet, by the way. He has stayed out this whole time. You can see he has no grip left, Mirko here. So we're going to turn on the DRS. A little bit of overtake to make sure I'm completely ahead in the braking zone. And now we've got the DRS from Fabrizio ahead.
Oh my
As
God.
there is a massive shunt up ahead. That's 5 cars gone.
Safety car.
And
Overtake.
yeah, I had to let Alfie back.
Stars.
I had to let Alfie back through, and by the time he was completely ahead,
That was probably not the right choice.
could not box anymore.
What happened?
It's league racing, innit? I would usually say...
I think staying out was the right choice, I don't know.
I don't know a clue, mate. I just got completely collected.
Everyone's on softs, great.
So yeah, that was complete chaos. I did not want to cut the pit entry, because that would give us a 5-second penalty. And by the time Alfie was passed, we had like half a second left to respond. So I decided to stay out. Our mediums were only 3 laps old at the time anyway. So I also just did not quite expect to have the whole field box, but we are leading at the least on relatively fresh mediums, but everyone behind on brand new softs. 5 laps to go. We're gonna have quite a bit of a disadvantage. At least we got a really good restart there, and that buys us some time, and that is what we need, because our softs are gonna be deteriorating over the next few laps compared to our mediums. Now the question is, which ones are gonna fall off faster, because our mediums are still new, but they're not brand new, of course, and they're just gonna be dropping off faster. Now we got Istvan right behind, and I need to play this smart. I need to pick the right battles, because we might be able to do something later on in this race, like the last lap. But we also cannot just wave them through, you know. We're right behind Istvan now. He's on new softs, and you can see the grip advantage he has through there. Now we've got Tomek right behind us, and I still, at the time, had the confidence I could win this race. Might be a little bit delusional, but I honestly thought I had the chance. But you can see the backhand does not want to stick compared to Istvan. I'm trying to carry the same speed in the corners, but the rear does not want to stick. And now we've got Tomek on our outside here. I'm not sure if we should have battled this too hard, but I'm gonna send it around the outside into the last corner, and Istvan leaves us the space. We're gonna tuck into the slipstream here, but I decided to turn the overtake button off, and yeah, let Istvan and Tomek go here into turn 1. Maybe I should have made that decision a little bit earlier, as I get hit from behind.
Nice if you stop hitting me, thank you.
Which cost me a little bit of time to the cars ahead, unfortunately. So that's not ideal, but bottoming out there as well. They're such aggressive curbs. If you're a few centimeters off place, you instantly bottom out and lose quite a bit of time. And I felt like my tires were starting to go. You can see every high-speed corner, I'm trying to keep up with those soft turners, but the backhand does not want to stick anymore. And literally every single person on this grid is on soft. Now, we were 1 second behind Fabricio when we boxed. And then with Alfie, of course, boxing ahead of us. Or not boxing ahead of us, but he had to box for a new front wing. So we would have been behind Fabricio on new softs, but probably with a 5-second penalty. That's something important to keep in mind. We got it unfair, illegal overtake, of course, which would have given us a stop and go penalty, of course. And yeah, that would have not been ideal. So lap 22 here, end of lap 22, we've got Thomas on new softs behind us. And Fabricio is making it 3 wide, which is very sketchy. I lost the backhand a little bit because I got surprised by Fabricio, but we managed to only lose 1 position there. I turned on the overtake button again because I wanted to be safe of Luke and Thomas being on the outside of 2 cars. Lost out like 2, potential 3 positions as I got hit again into turn 1. And yeah, I think that was the right decision to fight it, actually. Weirdly, it is always a difficult decision when you have to fight people and when not, of course. But I think we made the right decision there. You can see the grip Fabricio has as our tires are starting to drop off a cliff even more now. It's not a big cliff, but it's just the juiciness of those new tires is gone, and those soft turners still have that a little bit. So we're starting to seriously drop back now. I'm trying to maintain DRS from Fabricio, but we can't. We simply can't. And that put us in a big disadvantage here. I expect Luke to get past us on the next straight. But decided to stay behind, actually. So we might be in big trouble into the final corner here, not gonna lie, because we got all those cars behind us on new soft tires. All of them have DRS. And we're forming a truly train a little bit here. Into the final corner. Again, we are a little bit powerless here. All of them behind us have new tires and DRS, and I tapped Luke there a little bit, actually. Luckily, no major incident. Luckily, no damage as well. And
why is he hitting me?
Into turn 1. We do have DRS though, and yeah, we managed to only lose 1 position again, as I got a little tap from Luke behind. He returned the favor into turn 1 to us, and I'm lucky no one got into a serious race-ending crash there because of me, or got damage, or got put on a massive disadvantage. So yeah, 2 laps to go, and you can see now Thomas is starting to struggle a little bit as well, and I think his tires are starting to drop off as well. So we might be a little bit more equal to the soft turners now, which is a really nice feeling. We've got Luke Smith and Alfie Butcher battling behind us. I did not want to use any of my ERS, and Alfie sends it!
What is he doing? What have you just seen? He just sends it in there. Like I don't exist.
He dived on me in the tightest corner on the track, and caused a huge power up, and that is another 5 cars out of this race. I think it was 5 cars. Jake got damaged, Luke Smith, Philip Schneider, Alfie, and I think another car, Tamas, all out in one incident again. And we've had 2 major pile-ups now. And yeah, both caused by 2 cars overshooting the entry and going deep into the corner. Yeah, I think if you want to see the incident, make sure to check out Nicolas Longay's Twitch stream or one of his clips, as Thomas goes really wide in turn 1, starting to struggle with tires maybe as well. But yeah, Nicolas got taken out of this race as well by someone overshooting the entry, and now we almost got caught up in the same.
What is Blood doing?
With Alfie overshooting the corner, and now we're on the final half a lap of the race. We are obviously gonna lift here and stay behind to make sure we have DRS onto the next straight. So on goes the power ERS, whatever you want to call it. DRS open. We're gonna go around the outside here, and I felt like I didn't have a lot of overspeed, so I wanted to go for a switchback here onto the final straight, but I got hit from behind, and that is our overtaking opportunity gone.
Okay.
That's really unfortunate, but in the end of the day,
He got completely blown up in the last corner.
I'm happy that we even finished this race, because we were twice only be able to just about avoid a huge power-up. And Nicolas Longay did not finish, so we gained 10 points to Nicolas and Lucas. Of course, I wanted to win, but in these kind of races, sometimes you kind of have to just take enough with P5. I'm just happy I actually managed to finish the race, because 9 people didn't manage to finish the race. And actually only the top 8, or top 7 I should say, finished without damage. Because top 7 is 6.8 seconds, then it's Jake with front wing damage in P8, and Ben Sabo with damage in P9, and then there's a huge gap again to P10, and I think Ulas didn't finish even the race. So 10 people finished the race. All you had to do is finish the race to get points, and that shows how crazy this race was. Hope you guys enjoyed this crazy league race nonetheless. Make sure to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time. Ciao.